A concert tour, a skyscraper rule, and a company union might not seem related until you look at the business decisions underneath them. These are the moments when one operational choice changed what happened next. A tour built for 2 albums became the top-grossing solo touring run of 2014. The 2020 Experience World Tour was Justin Timberlake's 5th concert tour. It was launched to support the 2020 Experience and the 2020 Experience, 2 of 2. The run began in New York City on November 6, 2013, and ended in Las Vegas on January 2, 2015. Across 128 shows, the production kept moving city to city. It grossed $231.6 million, and that total placed it second among all tours in 2014. Only One Direction's Where We Are tour finished higher. That total made Timberlake the highest-grossing solo touring artist of the year, and it remains his most successful tour to date. At the Galleria, a glass-enclosed balcony could not simply be counted as a bedroom. The tower stands at 115 to 119 East 57th Street and rises 55 stories above Midtown Manhattan. Its residential portion holds 253 apartments above a commercial base. Behind the southern atrium wing, the residential tower has winter garden balconies enclosed by glass. If those spaces were treated as bedrooms, they would count toward floor area. That changes the building's space calculation, because floor area is part of how a skyscraper's size is measured. A bedroom label would not be a small interior choice. The result is a design feature with a counting weight across the whole tower, from the 38-story residential stack to the commercial floors below. At the top, even the 4-story penthouse was built as part of that larger space plan. An Indiana basketball head coach later became president of Link Aviation, the largest maker of flight and space mission simulators. Edward Allen Williford Sr. coached the 1915-16 Indiana Hoosiers after playing college basketball at Illinois from 1912 to 1915. He was also an American basketball coach and businessman. World War I moved him into the U.S. Army, where he served as a captain. After the war, he shifted from the sideline to industry and took business positions at National Carbon Company, General Aniline and Film, and Link Aviation. By 1953, Williford was president of Link Aviation. He held that role until 1958, during a period when the company led flight and space mission simulator manufacturing. His path ran from college basketball to wartime service, then into a long business career. The final stop was a company building the machines that trained pilots and astronauts. After a year without a distributor, Curry Barker put Milk and Cereal on YouTube in full. He had spent that year trying to land a distribution deal for the film. The search did not turn into a release plan, so he said screw it and chose the direct route. Instead of waiting, he released the full movie online. That meant YouTube became the release path, not a teaser or trailer. The film arrived as the complete version. The result was a movie that moved straight from stalled distribution talks to an open online release. No middleman controlled the final handoff. 3 tenant departures pushed 135 East 57th Street from nearly full to unable to make payments. The tower was built in 1987 and stands about 430 feet tall, with roughly 32 stories in Midtown Manhattan. Inside, it has about 456,000 square feet, with 2 retail basements, a neoclassical lobby, and offices above. That means the rent budget depended on many leased floors, not one anchor tenant. When 3 tenants left, occupancy dropped sharply. A building that looked busy suddenly had less rent coming in each month. With fewer paying tenants, the owners went from nearly full to unable to keep up with payments. The problem was not size, but dependence on occupancy. Australia made tariff relief depend on paying fair and reasonable wages. Manufacturers could not get support unless wages met that condition. This was the new protection, introduced in the first decade after Federation in 1901. It applied to manufacturers seeking government help for industry. The policy linked tariff protection and excise relief to wage conditions. If employers wanted those benefits, they had to meet the fair and reasonable wages rule. That turned labor standards into part of industrial policy. Wages were no longer separate from the question of protecting local manufacturers. The result was government support with a wage condition attached. Tariff protection, excise relief, and pay rules moved together in one policy package. Malaysia exports huge volumes of LNG, yet it now depends more on imported natural gas at home. That is surprising because Malaysia remains one of the world's leading LNG producers and exporters. At the same time, gas is still a major fuel for electricity and industry. The split comes from domestic demand. Gas feeds power plants and factories, while coal expanded in electricity generation and pushed gas's share down since the 2000s. By 2023, natural gas supplied about 43% of Malaysia's total primary energy, and around one-third of its electricity. That keeps the domestic system tightly tied to gas availability. So Malaysia can sell LNG abroad and still need more gas for homes, power stations, and industry. The export economy and the local energy system pull in different directions. Shipowners created the American Society of Marine Engineers in 1921 as a company union to weaken MEBA. MEBA was the chief labor union for American marine engineers, and shipowners wanted a rival voice at the bargaining table. The ASME was formed in 1921 to supplant MEBA, and it gained some success after the failed MEBA strike that same year. For a few years, that gave shipowners a usable alternative when marine engineers were organizing and negotiating. After the successful big strike of 1934, the ASME was effectively pushed aside as a competitor to MEBA. If you like stories where the consequence is bigger than the decision, keep watching and subscribe for more, and tell us which of these business turns surprised you most.